I need us to know. You're ready for it. Okay, that's the number one question from Scusi B right there. Number one question from Scusi B. I don't. So if you don't want me, and I wouldn't want us to rush it. If you want to write to me on my other account, please do that. While I'm trying to figure out how to pin a comment. So the first question, sir, I heard you're married to two sisters. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Okay. Did
Yes.
you marry the both of them the same day, or you
No.
married them
2 years.
separately? Okay.
2 years interval.
2 years interval. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Somebody is asking from the comment section. He says, what country do you stay?
South Africa.
Okay. So, then a question from me. You married these two sisters this 2 years interval. Were they pre-informed that you were going to marry the both of them, or is something that just spontaneously happened?
What happened is that I must be honest. I cannot be satisfied with one woman. So when I met my wife, I told her that is when we are already together. So I told her I would say it's pre-information though, because she was not from the same culture with me. So I just told her that I might in future, I might in future acquire multiple wives should my finance allow me. So from their culture also, they don't have a problem with that. So she's also an African. So now, when the hour has come for me to get a second wife, although the person I wanted to bring was who was supposed to be my first wife though. I wanted to bring my fiance from Nigeria, and she was like, "Oh, that girl she's too far. You're gonna spend a lot of money. Why can't you go ahead with my sister? I can speak to her myself." I can't say no with such a very fantastic offer. So I have to go for it. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. So I have another question from the comment section, and somebody is asking, why did your first wife leave you? Did your first wife leave you in the first place? Because I'm not privy to that information.
No, she was not my first wife. She was supposed to be my first wife, but due to the fact, and what diaspora can do to somebody, so she happens to be the third one. So originally she's supposed to be the first wife, but when I left her in Nigeria, after giving her the promise that I'm going to marry her, so she was able to wait for me. I never knew what diaspora means, so diaspora changed all the plans I had. Then when I come back, when I was able enough to get married to her, that was what bring the issue of getting a second wife. When my wife now diverted my attention to marry her sister, still my body still cannot take only that too. So I wanted to, because due to the fact I have promised her and I was able to have her, so that's why she became the third one. When I invited her to South Africa, it becomes everything was smooth until when she arrived. So I would say politically the two sisters play a very huge role for her to say no, I can't keep up. There are so many things surrounded why she left though, but what makes her to left was not a satisfaction from me. It was the will I put it, segregation, and the not fully welcomed by the other wives who happens to be identical twins.
Okay,
So
which means they sent her, they practically influenced her leaving. Okay, all right.
yes, yeah.
I heard your dad is also married to two sisters. Is that true?
My mother
Oh,
brought her
okay.
own sister, the last born to her sister,
Oh,
to my
you.
father. Yes.
All right. Somebody is asking. I'll take this question. He says, "Can you take cheating from your wife?"
Can I take cheating from my wife?
Yes.
If you come to the context of cheating, although I don't believe in that word called cheating, but I think I understand. I won't deny the fact I understand where you're coming from. But there are certain things you need to understand when it comes to the between a man and a woman. There are certain things a woman is not allowed to do, and she has to face the consequences should in case if you do exactly what you're calling cheating. So you should that question is I will try I'm trying to answer it in a polite way, but it does not exist to me. So how can a woman do something that does not exist? So if you want to do something that does exist, that means you need to practical examples and whatsoever that is involved, and you must be ready to dance the surugede dance. If you want to
Okay,
play
which
the
means
surugede drum,
which completely means is a complete no. You can't even think it and you can't take it.
she won't even do it. How can I forgive something that she cannot do? She can't do
Oh,
that.
all right. Okay. Okay. So this is for me. If peradventure any you find that you just said they can't do it, but what if peradventure it happens? What will your response be?
No, I don't have a
But
response.
because
You already
knowing
know the
that we
consequence.
you no, knowing that we can't know human beings completely, and human beings can be whatever they want to do. So what if peradventure any of your wives does it? What will you do?
You know, let me ask. I want to ask this question to you. Can you just go to the market and buy a sniper for yourself?
Absolutely not.
So that's why I say she can't do that because she knows the
Because she
consequences of it.
knows. All right,
Yeah.
I'll pass on that one. But okay, while we go for the next question, guys, let's not forget we are tapping to 30K and we are staying on 8K like, and we have 27 people here. Can everybody please tap and help me share the live? Tap and help me share the live. Remember, we have the one and only ukonu with us on Blessings Podcast. So we are going to be asking him questions. We are still asking. We started and we're going to continue to ask him a whole lot of questions. We have 2 hours with ukonu, and if possible, it can even extend to 2 hours, 30 minutes. So keep
No,
tapping,
it's
keep
going to extend to
sharing.
3 hours. 3 hours. If later get home, we hit it back to back. I'll just my
All
work has
right.
said 30 minutes. We are done. Had three
Okay.
hours.
All
Tomorrow
right.
I'm at home, so I'm going to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep tapping. Let's keep sharing. Inform people that ukonu is on the hot seat, and everybody's asking him questions. So this is one of the questions from the comment section. She said, "If your father told you women were equal, would you have accepted? If your father had told you that women are equal with men, would you have accepted?"
Have you ever seen a child born today speak?
No.
So how can you say my father will tell me something that does not exist?
Hmm.
Did I answer your question?
But she said, answer yes or no. If your father had told you that women were equal, would you have accepted?
Any day I see a little child or a little baby boy born today and speak, that is the day my father will tell me that word. So in that context, it does not exist. So I don't think my father would ever say such a thing. Because even in the algorithm
Okay.
of how life works, it does not exist.
All right, let's keep tapping. I don't notice you call no matter go hard today. Maybe this is why my spirit has been telling me to drink a whole lot of takapirina so that my brain can come because I don't want to go to have migraine after this time. All right, somebody is asking, don't you think you need to create a polygamy app? Oh God, they are ready for you this evening.
Um, the person asks a very, very,
Guys, don't
very
also forget you can send in your request to ask questions, okay? Don't forget,
remind me
guys,
the
you can
question
send in
again.
your request. It's asking, don't you think you should create polygamy app? An app for polygamous men and
No,
women to come and be doing
the actual
matchmaking.
thing is that my finance has never taken me to that part. If I have the finance, I'm going to break the record.
Okay. All right. All right. Somebody has a question for you. Let me bring her up so she quickly ask a question. Guys, let's keep tapping, and we're taking the likes to 30K. Okay, guys, let's keep tapping. Miss Wise Vincent, go ahead, ask your question.
Good evening, everybody. Connie, I want to ask you a question. Sorry. I just want a straight answer. For example, your pregnant wife and your dad is inside the fire, and they ask you to rescue one. Who will you rescue?
All right, Mama,
Before I
thank
answer you
you.
the question, do you oh, she's gone. Okay.
No, yeah,
Um
that's how it's done. You can't question them back. You just answer their question, and they ask and they drop.
so if my father and my wife happens to be in a fire and I was asked to save one, it is only a foolish man that don't know the answer. For me, ukonu that I wanted to ask, I have already understood that the child belongs to me. Let's assume I know the child actually belongs to me. My father should go to hell. I will pick the lady because the lady is more important. Not even the lady. The child is more important than the lady.
Okay, we have another question from Miss P.
Ukonu,
Guys, we are
welcome.
still
Oh,
tapping.
welcome.
Keep
My
sharing,
question,
tap, and share the life.
one of my question to you is, if a man was to come and say he wants to marry your two daughters, would you be okay with it?
And if you ask me if a man should come, you are becoming you are
I
trying
didn't
to
say. I
be too
said if
slow.
a man comes and said he wants to marry your two daughters, would you be okay with it? I didn't say if he will.
I said, I said from the question you asked me, you are being too slow. You are too slow. I can't wait a man to come and ask me. I will encourage that. I will teach my daughters how to do it.
Wow.
Yes.
I'll just bring up the next person for their question. Wow. Wow.
I don't for them my question.
Wow.
I don't for them my question.
So, okay, just go down. Lay out.
If I want to ask a question. I don't. The question I'm coming back. Shidrat, I'm coming. The question I want to ask is: have you ever done threesomes with your two wives? Shidrat, I'm talking. Have you ever done threesomes with your two
Um,
wives?
I really don't want to speak about that anymore. But to answer your question, yes, but I have stopped it due to the fact Mas Dibia advised me, so I stopped that.
Wow. 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 I'm bringing up the next person for their question. I'll just be bringing them up for their questions because right
Okay.
now I'm wowed and I don't have any question for you
Okay.
again.
Ukonu, I remembered you once said that your third wife left. Well, one of the reasons your third wife left was because she wasn't satisfied sexually. You couldn't satisfy her in the bedroom. You said that once on a live. So do you not think that it is your inability to satisfy all your wives sexually that prompt her to change to the point that she had to leave you?
A lion will always completely to be a lion. A lion can never eat grass. Before I go for multiple wives, I have the capability, the strength, and everything it takes to satisfy them. I never made mention that why she left was because of insatisfaction sexually. No, I am very, very proud and boldly enough, ready, and strong enough to satisfy her. She left because of, I don't want to degrade her, but there are certain things that made her to leave, which happens that the identical twins was not fair to her, so she couldn't compete. In fact, let me use that word. She couldn't compete with. She told me categorically, if those two girls were different people, then I can cope. But the fact that both of them are identical twins and they do their things alone without involving her, even though she tried everything possible to make everything work, she couldn't. So it was a system, that I think that is a play. It's a foreplay. My wife, first wife, won me because it was later I realized it was a mistake. If I knew, I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, guys, let's allow Nkono to drink water for 1 minute while we keep tapping. I want us to tap to 15K, guys. Can everybody tap to 15K for me? Today's target is 30K likes minimum. So we're going to go to 30K likes, and we need to share the live so that we have the minimum target of today's view needs to get to at least minimum of 50K. Can you guys please tap and share the live, share with your friends, let them know we have ukonu on the seat, lots of dairy, your ancestors is here. Can you please share the live to your team so that they can come and see their brother is here breaking all the tables, all the table legs. Okay, let's keep tapping. We're tapping to 15K, guys. If everybody is tapping now, we'll get there. We'll get there shortly. Okay, we have 33 people here. Can we keep tapping? If we all keep tapping, we'll get there shortly. Okay. He's breaking all the table leg. The table I'm trying to manage and secure for Blessings podcast. Ukonu wants to destroy it from me. Okay, we have a couple of faces. Wow, we have people piled up for questions for you, Ukonu. So let's just go straight to the next person. Don't forget, you can send your
Can you hear me,
question.
Blessing?
Yeah, we're hearing you, Mama.
Yeah. Ukonu, can you hear me? I want to ask you your relationship with your two wives. Do you think it's based out of love from you, or it's just because you want to feel control? You want to feel that you're in control and you want to dominate them?
I think you're a little bit kind in your submission, in your question, though. Well, firstly, I don't know what you mean by love, and I don't know what you mean by dominance. The only thing I know is that the three parties involved, we exercise the natural obligation. It's a command given to us by natural phenomena. So no one is dominating each other. Even if I allow them to dominate me, they still cannot cope because that is not their nature. It is in my nature to definitely do what you call domination. If that is the better word to use, I think you are kind. I can't just say domination. I can say I'm occupying my territory. That is, they belong to me. So I have to do everything in my power to make sure they're okay.
Okay, guys, we are still tapping. Ukonu, I heard you say on on a conversation, I think with Odogukuwe, you said you are like your wives are your prey. All right, that's what you said. You said you are a lion, and lion goes for the lesser animal to prey on. Can you explain that to me a little bit?
Can you marry a husband that can be beating you every day? Blessing.
No, I can't.
Why?
Because nobody dare touch me. I can't marry a man that will hit me.
Okay, no, I will take it as an insult when you say nobody dare. You should have said it is more better when you said it's not good, because if you say nobody dare, if you tell me that word, I would dare to do it to know what you're going to do. Because you know why I ask you that question? As a man, everybody does the same thing. In as much as you cannot stay with a man that beats you up, that is the same thing that Okono cannot go to any woman who is going to give me headache, who is going to challenge my authority. So what I mean by praying is that at which make me to go for her means that she's going to be okay. She's going to align with my order, with my principle. Like I said in that video, her opinion can be considered, but every opinion she's going to bring that is not aligned with my own principle, I'm gonna listen to her. So what I mean by praying is that I chose somebody who is going to align with me. There are certain women I cannot marry, in as much as there are certain women who cannot marry me. That is vice versa.
All right, let's go to the next person's question. I'll bring up the next person that has a question for you. Please, guys, at this point, guys, I can't read comment section anymore because I'm wild and my brain don't knock right now, literally. So just send in your request and come ask Ukono your questions. Because me right now, my own brain don't knock.
Your brain has not. Just laugh if you want to laugh. You're really an honest man. I celebrate you honestly. First, I have two questions because you know the questions will keep rolling. First, be honest with yourself. What is your major regret at this point in your marriage? And secondly, have you ever flogged your wife for not obeying to your command? Have you ever disciplined them by like flogging them or something like to if they keep going against your command? Have you ever What sanction do you do? That's just the best question. What sanction do you apply to them when they don't listen to your command?
All right,
Okay,
thank you,
I will
Mr.
start. I will start from what sanction will I give to them. Although I would not say that they have not misbehaved before. Certainly they have done, but the thing they has done is something that is forgivable. Like I said in the podcast, I don't think there's nothing a woman, not even my wife, not even the wife I'm going to in transit, not even the incoming I'm going to marry tomorrow. Nothing they will do that will piss me off. Nothing they will ever do that will piss me off. The only thing that can piss me off before they come in, I have a control over it. So I control whatever that pisses me off from a woman. So every other thing I can manage it, just like I'm not perfect. But there are certain things I cannot take from a woman, and those things are the things I put in place. I set a standard that even when you are coming in, you know that you shouldn't cross this boundary. When you cross this boundary, you have yourself to blame. So I would say they have never done they have never done anything that can piss me off. Not that they have not done anything. Those things they can do that can piss me off is forgivable. So naturally, they have never do anything that can make me that mad. So that is the first question. Do I forget the second question now? I think I forgot the second question. Now you need to ask me this question one after the other. No, Zah, you can come back
Yeah.
and ask me the second question.
Yeah, he will do that. Let's go back. Let's go straight to Queen Amina's questions. Guys, we are still tapping. We're taking it to 30K, don't forget. So
Oh,
let's keep
okay, yeah,
going.
I remember. I remember what he said. He said, "What is my greatest regret in marriage?" If I'm correct.
Yes, yeah. That was the question.
Yeah, yeah, my greatest regret was listening to my wife earlier of marrying her sister. I should have allowed to get more too before I bring her sister in. So because now I bring her sister in now, one single lady cannot be able to stay. I know how these two ladies are. They are too perfect. And, women are jealous of each other. So this is the only place. If I know I should have
Okay.
listened to her earlier. So she tricked me.
Natural ma, please send in your request if you want to ask
Yeah.
questions. Queen Amina, please go ahead. My mute my laugh where I beg. Go ahead, Queen Amina.
Hi, Ukonu. Good evening, sir. I hope you're well. I joined in a bit late, so I don't know if you've answered this question, but I'm gonna ask, and if you've answered, you can just pass it. I'll go down to the comment section. So, based on, I think on one day I was listening to your submission, you said there are a group of women that you cannot marry. A woman raised by a single mother, a woman that is an orphan, she has no dad and mom. She does not fall into category of the woman you can marry. So I'm just curious, and a woman that is more educated than you as well. I think yes, those are the group of women you cannot marry. So I just want to know, is there a reason why you cannot marry this woman? Because an orphan, it was not her choice that her parents passed away. So why should you group her into a place that you cannot marry? Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
All right. Why I cannot marry someone who is an orphan or raised by a single parent, be it a man or a woman, is that there's something my father taught me. If you watch my normally quote my parents, what I can do for myself, I don't need to say God help me, and I don't need to say had I known. So what do I do? I came from a complete home, like I said. I was brought up from a complete home. My great grandparents raised my parents in a complete home, and my father raised me in a complete home. Now I got married into a complete home, or I would want to raise my children into a complete home. Somebody who is incomplete, I'm sorry if that pains you a lot, but if you're not being raised by your mother and your father, or in the presence of a man and a woman, you are incomplete. I classify you as incomplete, and I'm unapologetically about that. So that is what it is. So I wouldn't want a situation whereby you'll be missing the credential or have to be a human being on the man's perspective and on that of a woman's perspective. Because take it or you leave it, any child being trained by a single parent, be it a mother or a father, I classify them as incomplete child. So I can't marry someone
Wow.
who is incomplete. That is why I tell people, you see some lady now. I call some people who are, will I call them who are into, will I call them fools or idiots? Some men who got money, when they have money, they said, I don't need a woman. And some women who are working class who got money, they said, I don't need a man. No, these are the people you need to run away from, because why they said they need to do surrogacy. Imagine somebody who is even born, somebody who was not even raised by good parents, and you got her from surrogacy. That one is not. That one is not even a human being. For me, Okonike, it's not even a human being. I don't classify them as a human being. If I know,
Let's go to the next
I will detect you from
question.
far away. Sorry,
Be
guys.
London.
My
Go
wife is
ahead.
calling me. My first wife. I have to pick the call. Sorry, guys.
All right. Guys, I can't stop laughing. I can't.
Wahala.
I can't. Wow. I feel like
Ah,
screaming. I don't know. No, man, it's
ah.
your podcast. Comport yourself, blessing. Comport yourself,
Bless, is everything all right?
mama. No. Everything cannot be all right like this, so everything cannot be all right like this.
Ah, ah.
This is
Go
the
drink
this
Panadol
is the
for Ukonu
this
myself.
is the crazy. Trust me, what I'm hearing tonight happens to be some of the craziest things I have ever heard in my entire life. And guess
Hmm.
what? Ukonu just paused a live interview to have conversation with his wife. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Or I'm just thinking alone?
Of course, he respects his wife.
Listen to TikTok people at your own risk. Go scatter your marriage because one man tell you for TikTok say women not be here. He don't post you now. Go talk to your wife. Okay, sir. Bill London is here to ask you a question. Bill London, mama, go ahead.
Good evening,
Just hold
Ukonu.
on. Be hold on. Hold on. Just
Okay,
2 seconds, please.
okay.
Yes, be you can go on.
All right,
All
go ahead,
right.
Bill London.
Good evening, sir. I have a question. So my question goes like this. What are the benefits of being one of your wives?
Say it again.
Brilliant. What are the
What is the
benefits of being one
benefit
of
of
your
being
wife?
wife? Yeah,
Wow.
What are the benefits of being one of my wife? Am I correct?
Of marrying you. Yeah,
correct.
exactly.
Yes.
Okay. Firstly, I will try to bring you down. I don't know how bigger you are, but I want to bring you down to the level of girls that I can marry because I don't know your class. I don't want to upgrade you or bring you down, but I want to bring you to the class of women that I want. Let's assume you are into that kind of women that Okon is going to marry. What you need to understand is that financially, I will take good care of you. And I don't believe in that ideology, what people call cheating. A man does not cheat, I don't cheat. I don't know what is cheating. So I will marry you, but definitely everything the man can give to you as a woman, that is what I will do. The only thing you cannot get from me is to have me for yourself alone. So every other thing you're gonna get it. So what you cannot get is saying that I own Okon, only me. No, you can't own only me.
All right, let's move on. Miss Wise Vincent, go ahead with
Okay,
your question.
Ukonu, I have two questions for you. Sorry, I want to
No, do it
learn.
like this, Miss Wise
Sorry.
Vincent. Ask one, you go down, come back again to ask the second because taking two questions for him at a time can be pretty. Go ahead.
Okay,
Ask.
okay. Um, Ukonu, as a traditional man you are, and you said you have two wives. Does your wives work?
Um, am I going to say they are working? Or am going to say they are not working? They own a business, and that business happens to be registered on my name. So I will actually say they are working or they are not working. I don't know how you're going to see it, but they own a business. Both of them are running, but the business is registered on my name, not on their names. That is the answer to your question, madam.
Okay, all right. We have yeah, no, sir, go ahead with your
Ukonu,
question.
nice one. You're really giving us the best. Let's go extreme. Can you have a relationship with a mother and a daughter if given the privilege to?
Like sleeping with both of them. Is that what you're trying to
Marriage,
having
either
affairs with the
sleeping or marrying. Let's say marrying the both of them. Can you marry a mother and a daughter?
if I do that, my ancestors will not allow me. So as a traditional man, I would dare not do that.
All right.
Even if you
Let
force me to do that.
Okay. Let's all take a deep breath. Pause for 1 minute so my head don't explode. And let's keep tapping. Let's tap, okay, guys. Let's just take the. We're in 70K. Can we tap to 20K right away? Let's tap for the next 1 minute. We're going to tap to 20K. Please, moderators, calm down. Let me bring up people. The only thing you guys can help me do is drop the people when they are done with their question. But just let me be the one to bring up people because we have a lot of people lined up to question ukonu, and I want it to be one after the other. But thank you guys for bringing up Komi with, and she was next.
Okay, good evening, Ukonu. I would gladly love to ask you because I heard you saying that you cannot marry a child who is being raised in a single household by a mother or something. Maybe the father was absent or late. Maybe she's an orphan or, yeah, that category. So I want to ask you, I know, God forbid, oh, God forbid, yeah, because all of us will buy one day, all of us will go through that. If something happens to you, right, without you seeing your teenage daughters, right? Maybe you buy before they even get to be teenagers or whatever, God forbid, yeah. Would it be fair to say that your children, like the women ones, yeah, nobody would, if everybody had this your ideology, would it be fair that your children don't marry? Like every man says, okay, because now they don't have a father figure, their father is late, we are not going to marry them. Do you think, how do you see it in your own perspective? Like, for example, if you're in the spirit world and you can really see what is happening in the earth, what will your reaction be? Thank you on that.
All right. If you watch me speak earlier, firstly, before I start, such a thing is not going to happen to me because why? Like I said, I take controls of whatever I can control. Whatever I can do, I will actually do it for my own best. So I cannot raise a child into an incomplete home. That is why I can take every rubbish from any woman, make sure that I raise them in a very comfortable and complete home. Now, let's assume that what you just said happened. Like I said to people, I live my life forward, but I have my inspiration backward. What do I mean by that? The life we live today is being lived forward, but you can understand this word when you think backward. That is why certain people do not believe in the way I think. They call me myopic mind. No, I'm not a myopic man. I'm very, very intellectually astute in understanding realities of life. How do I come to that conclusion? In a culture where I come from, if I buy today, there is a fatherhood. There is a fatherhood. Like I said before, any child that was not raised by the presence of a father, a man, and a woman is incomplete. In the culture as Igbo man where I come from, let's assume something of this center happens to me. There is a certainty that my brother who is there is definitely going to take care of them. Now, let's also assume that what you just said, there was no brother. Let's just say that maybe I don't have a brother and something of this nature happened. What you need to understand is that if you coming to marry my daughter or whosoever that you coming to marry from my family, do not ever come to marry them out of pity. Allow them to face the what the nature given to them. In as much as I cannot pity you, what nature has given to you. How do I mean? Igbo people says, Onyuwaya patara kinkana, owage patara gonye, meaning that what your word can bring for you bring it for you alone. If the nature, the mortal nature of God give you a scarcity of a good husband, it is entirely your problem. I can pity you or find you something, but I cannot put yourself equality. I cannot put myself in your shoe. When I say, can you put myself in your shoe? That's the question you're asking. There is no how I'm going to put myself in your shoe. Your shoe might be stinking. My own shoe cannot be stinking. So I wouldn't want to put myself in your shoe. You have the pains, bear it alone. That is what nature brought to you, and only you. If nature bring it to me, you can, if you want to give me a helping hand, you can do it, but do not marry any of my siblings, any of my children, even now or tomorrow, out of pity. That's what it
All
is.
right. I have questions for you sent to my other account, and I want to go ahead to ask. He says, are you aware of the difference between equality and equity? And if yes, He wants you to enlighten us on the difference you're comfortable with. Equality
Can you
and
define?
equity.
Can you please define that? English is too big for me. That equity. What does the equity mean
Dave
in a
Lot,
simple term?
send request and come and ask your question, Dave Lot. Come and ask ukonu. Let me move to the next person. I cannot. Let me move to the next person. I cannot fit to carry a headache. Dave Lot, come and explain the difference between equality and equity to our guests. Go ahead, Afro Diva. Go
Hey,
ahead,
sorry,
Mama.
hold on. Let me turn this thing down. Hey, Mr. Okono, our Odogu of the
Guys, we are still
of
tapping. Tap, tap,
2025.
tap. Don't forget, we have 30K
Look, me, I will call you
to
Mr.
go.
Okono
So let's tap.
because me, I respect you. You understand? I don't know if I should put my camera on. Are we allowed to put camera on? Because I want him
No,
to see my
Mama.
face. Yes.
No, Mama.
The
You're
reason
not
why
the
I'm saying that,
guest. Go ahead, Ma.
now I'm seeing his face. Mr. Okono, how are you? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
Kedu?
Good on the one, Yoma.
Good.
Actually, good on.
One day, the reason why I even wanted to speak to you before I even ask any question, me, I'm not half a question. I just want to acknowledge you. Me, my brother and I, we were watching you one day. This my brother is 3 years older than me. And he was just going on that, yeah, I like what he's saying. I like what he's saying. You were on a live and you were saying something. You see me, you know what I will say. I'm here to support you. You see, whatever you're doing, as long as you're doing it from a good heart, you understand, and you're being honest with yourself, you understand. I've come to realize some men are polygamous in nature. And I think it's about time women start knowing that. And I think you're one of them. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it took me many years to actually know that. You understand? I used to think men are not polygamous, but some men are. So I want people to accept you the way you are, and I want people to respect you and know for who you are. I remember when I was good. I mean,
All right.
my dad was from a polygamous family.
Mama, please.
Eh?
Mama, please. You have to ask a question. If
Yeah, I
you
will ask a
don't have
question.
a
Don't worry.
question,
Yeah, I will ask a
then
question. Yeah, but
we
I just
have to
wanted to
move
say
on
this first.
because
Yeah,
it's.
don't worry. I'll ask a question. But I was waiting myself and I was patient. Do you know how long it took you to bring me up?
It's questions. You
And I
just come,
waited.
you
I
ask,
waited
and you go
patiently.
down.
And I waited
Yes,
patiently. So if
ma.
I can wait,
I
other
get
people
it.
can wait. You understand? Don't worry. I'll ask my question. You know. So at the end of the day, like I said, people should just accept him the way he is because he's honest with himself and he's real. That's the first one. The second one I would say is that obviously I know you're a polygamous man in nature. So how do you manage to balance your wives? Like, when it comes to the love, the emotional aspect. You understand? The emotional aspect, the effective communication aspect. How do you balance it? Because women naturally, we're jealous. So how do you make it like how do you balance it in the sense that they're never jealous? The reason why I'm saying that is because one time they asked Akon, Akon the singer, he's got two wives. So they asked him, they said, how does he satisfy both of them, as in, how does he make them happy? And he said he buys the same thing for them. He said if he buys a car for this, you buy the same car for the other one. You understand? So in your own way, how do you balance them? Like emotionally, the happiness and also the children, so that all
Okay.
of them are equal. Do you bring them up in unity,
Okay.
in one love, one unity? That's it. And I'll go. Thank you.
Okay. I will say from what my father taught me and what I have also learned. Basically, I'll be very, very proud to tell you that I'm bigger than my father right now. And he's very happy about it. Yeah, that's the prayer he prayed for
That's the
me.
prayer of
So
every
what my
father,
father
yeah.
taught me, yes, what my father taught me is that when you want to go into polygamy, you must know how to pretend. Yeah, you must be a perfect pretender. And how do I come to that conclusion, being a perfect pretender? You have to remove what is called emotion and love and face reality. Because these two people are people that they can actually become enemy if that man did not play his game well. And how do you play that game? I noticed from my father, in as much as he got 3 wives, In fact, I will call my father a woman in that house because why? He's actually a father figure, but the others, almost 100% of everything he does, the wife, the first wife, has to definitely approve that. I won't say, I use that word approve so that women will understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that you give the headship to the woman who's supposed to be your first wife. If you want to bring another wife, give her the privilege of choosing the wife for you. I can't just go and say to a woman, I want to marry you. No, I can't do that. In as much as I want to do that, but for the betterment of a now peace and a tomorrow peace, if I'm not there, you give that privilege and that accolade to the first wife. What my father taught me is that listen to the wife when you want to bring a second wife. Let her be the woman that will bring that wife, because the one she chooses will definitely respect her, and you must actually try to be truthful to that first wife indirectly. So when it comes to the public, women don't know this. Let me tell you a secret of polygamy. The best way to enjoy polygamy when you are the first wife. If you are the first wife in a polygamy, you know your rights. In fact, you are the boss in that home, because this is what my father taught me. You are the boss. The man is just that. I will call that man just like me. If you can call me a sexualholic or a spam donor, I will agree. I won't dispute that. Provided that my first wife is happy, because if she's happy, definitely everybody in that house is going to be happy. And when other women are coming, when you have to tell her, for example, if Blessing is coming, I will tell Blessing, Madam, without this woman, you will not be here. If this woman says yes, her yes is yes. Her yes is my yes, and her no is my no. What am I trying to say? I'm not going to create a platform that you will see that I love her more than you. No, I'm not going to do that. But you have to understand that without her, I don't think you will be here. And now you have come. Eventually, you have come as a lady. Ukonu, what I will do, I will wear a garment of pretense, a garment of I don't care, a garment of blind, but I can see. How do I come to that conclusion? There are certain things when you guys are fighting each other, I don't enter anywhere. I'm not coming to say, Mama Nkechi, stop it. Mama Chidema, stop it. If both of you are fighting, I will just take my bag and go. If you guys are happy, I will be happy with everybody. I don't want to support anybody. In as much as I don't want to support anybody, if I go back into the house, I will call the first friend who happens to be the master of the house. I say, Mama, I beg, say I don't want to talk based on say the other one did there, or make us no come boss. But no while, say I support you, be my guy, you be my
All right.
guy.
Okay.
Everywhere I go,
All right. Thank you.
that's what you be.
Before we go to the next person, Tech has a question for you. But before he takes his question, guys, we are tapping to 30K. So let's take 1 minute just to tap. Let's tap to 22K right now, guys. Come on. We have 51%, 52 people viewing. Can you click tap in? Let's tap to 22K. Then we'll go back to the question and answer session. And don't forget, you can subscribe to my platform, support my life goal. And we have a guest. How come you guys are not gifting ukonu? Is he not teaching you guys? Are you not? He's educating you on polygamy, so you understand what it is, what polygamy is. So guys, can you tap to 22K so we move on? We've dusted 1 hour with ukonu already, guys. Wow. We've just said 1 hour, and it's like we've not even started. People are still piling up with questions for him. We've just said 1 hour, and it's
We
like
never
we've not
start.
started. Okay, let's go ahead. As we are tapping, guys, come on now. Let's tap. Let's tap. If everybody tap, we'll get there in the short while. Okay. If every one of us that are here are tapping, we'll be in 22K before you know it. Let's keep tapping. Everybody, please tap, 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 tap. Let's. We have 50 people here. If you give me, all of you give me 100 tap, we'll be there shortly, guys. Come on, we can do this. Let's keep tapping. Coming with thank you, and let me use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to all the gifters in the last segment. You guys are amazing. Thank you to Greatest Prince of Glory. Thank you, Give It Your Best. Thank you to Jama Government Peking. Thank you all for giving and for spreading gift to us that day. It was wow. Thank you so very much. But don't forget, tonight we still have to gift our guest. He's educating us. Let's say thank you. Let's encourage him, okay? Thank you so much. Gamertech, let's go on. Guys, keep tapping while we quickly move on. Gamertech, let's take your question, Papa.
Okay, mmanwụ na-eji anya ekelekwa m. Greetings everyone. So question I have is I want you to take your time and explain the pros and cons. That is ihe ihugo bara uru na ihe na-adịrọ mma na polygamy and monogamy.
ihe gwugwu na-abara uru akwa na nke bara uru.
Nke na-abara uru na nke bara uru na polygamy and monogamy. The pros and cons.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Please,
Firstly,
moderator,
to
let me bring
start
down
answering,
Jim and bring up another person. I
yeah,
think
to answer the
Melanie
question
B is next.
politely, to answer the question
Thank
politely,
you.
there is no ihe na-abara uru. There is no disadvantage. There is no disadvantage in as much as the player in question, who happens to be the man, the author or finisher of that home, plays the game very well. There is no disadvantage in polygamy, but there are so many numerous disadvantages in monogamy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you what you guys don't know. Any man who says he's a polygamy, you need to be scared of that man. How do I mean to that kind? Any man who says, I believe in monogamy, not polygamy, monogamy. Any man who is practicing and boldly enough practicing monogamy is a suspect. Why do I call him a suspect? In those kind of men, you will see what you guys call cheating. You will see what you guys call pretense. A perfect good relationship of monogamy is being derived from the natural obligation of pretense. You have to be a perfect pretender. In fact, any man who is in a monogamy is a pretender, in as much as he knows very well that one woman cannot be enough for him. But due to the fact he has been conditioned, maybe financially he's not able enough to maintain two wives, they now pretend. I'm talking about black people. In fact, I'll generalize it for the first time. All men, both white, black, and pink. There is no man in this world who is created to be with one woman. But certain condition can make one man to stay with one woman, and does apply that you need to pretend. A monogamy is an institution that creates and allow what you guys call side chick. It's only in monogamy you will hear the process of side chicking. You will hear what is called cheating. And it's also in monogamy you will hear that a mother, a wife give a child does not belong to the man to the man. In polygamy, a woman do not do that because she don't want to lose her space. Everybody works accurately to make a perfect wife, because she knows she has a competitor next to her available, that whether she bring a good child or not a good child, she will be pushed away. So everybody's working acutely 100% okay to make a good home. But in monogamy, where there is no competitor, a woman makes you the man as the competitor, and the man is pretending. A man is feminized in the sense that he's trying to accept the reality of being a monogamous. It's a lie. Majority of them, let me tell you how they cheat you as a woman. Some of them cheat you with masturbation. Some of them do what is called cheating, have side chick. Any man who can stay with one woman from the first day he met that woman, only 6 months, that man will be tired of that woman. In fact, some of them, their pride cannot stand with that one when they look at that woman. What do? They need to charge it. A mass bowler need to be charged with another woman. If not, if you are constantly with that your woman, as a man, I am boldly enough to tell you, certain men, let me say 90% of them, their bowler cannot stand up in the presence of their wife again. So how did they do that? Some of them use masturbation to hold it. Some of them use what you guys call side cheating, side chick. That's how, because a man's bowler need to be charged every now and then with different women, not with one woman. Even Igbo people say that meaning that one woman's body destroy a man's natural obligation when it comes to erection. Did I answer your question?
Wow. No, you no. You don't have to ask. You don't have to ask if you've answered. You've answered, sir. Let's just move on. Melanie, are you there, Mama?
I'm here.
Go ahead with your question.
I'm here for
ukonu.
So ukonu, I greet you.
Men, your bowler needs to be charged.
Sorry, Melanie, sorry. And there's something I forget. You know, some women will say No, I have been with my husband. My husband is working nicely. Yes, let me tell you why your husband is working nicely. Your husband is into drugs, alcohol, or smoking. If that man comes naturally with you, natural by natural, no smoking anything, that bola will not be strong as it is when he goes to another woman. That is why you can stay with them right now. You know the work. If a sex girl just pass, you go see that bola go stand like fire. But for you will be the wife, he don't dey used to you. He need to go outside, go charge him. If you no charge him, you know go even satisfy you. That is why you see some of them when they got married, the wife even become tired. That is why I say the man who is listening to a woman is a fool. Because why? When you become that monogamy, straight a man to that woman will not enjoy you. Because one, your bola will not be active. Your bola will not be active. It will work, it will not work. Unless some of them use what is called enhancement. Some of them drink before they have. You see your wife, let me break your table. You see your husband want to have sex with you, you go first smoke. If you no smoke, you go drink beer or whiskey. Some of them go use drugs so that they go fit satisfy you. Without that bola no go stand. Now me they tell you I be man, I go tell you. If that bola stand, you no go strong. You go just there like a camel. That's what you go to be. You no go strong. You go there, he stand the fall. That is the reality of a man. A man's reality, that bola just look like a rechargeable battery. You need to charge it elsewhere in order for it to be active. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm saying. Melanie, you can go on with your question.
Melanie, go ahead.
Okay, I don't really believe on that one, but nevertheless, Okonu, my Sir Okonu, let me call you because you are my elder brother. So now, wait how I ask be say, did you think a man need to be financially stable and capable before he's a polygamy, or a man should just be a polygamy? Because you see, some women, see, most women have no problem with polygamy, you understand? They just have a problem whereby they have to struggle with the first wife. I'm not meaning struggle like the woman was just there sitting at home. I'm meaning struggle in the aspect of they built together. Like the woman is working like 6 hours or 8 hours, while the husband is working like 8 hours, and they both join together and build a home. Then later on, this man go and take in another wife. You understand? So don't you think this type of men that were not financially capable and stable should have told these women before getting married to them that, see, mama, in future I'll be a polygamist? Don't you think that way? Or do you think a man do not need to be worthy or maybe financially stable to become a polygamist? That's my question.
All right. Okay, thank you, Mama. Go ahead, sir.
Firstly, I will start by this way. Melanie, I cannot ask you if you're a woman. If I should ask you, Melanie, are you a woman? That is an insultive word. What do I mean? You know you're a woman, and everybody knows you're a woman. So what am I trying to say? A man don't need to tell any woman upfront that he's going to marry multiple wives tomorrow. No, because from a woman point of view, the cultural belief where you are being raised up makes you to understand that a man has the capability, the audacity, and the right outrightly to marry as many wives he wants. But now, to answer the good question which you said, in as much as I said, a man can, people who are marrying monogamy, in as much as you can marry a wife, you must also know that you can't just go to somebody's house and say, "Okay, no, give me your wife, give me your daughter. I want to marry your daughter." The answer is no. What do you need to do? You have to do the natural right for you to have my daughter. You pay everything, then you can take my daughter. Now, this goes back to what is called polygamy. I tell people, there is no man who in this world who is rich, and there's no man who is poor. People, yes, you're done. Can I answer this question when I get?
We've waited for you so much. Everybody is eager. I can't believe this. Do you know we almost maintained a particular amount of views for a long time because everybody is eager to talk to Ukonu, our celebrity. I'm so glad that I have you here. Thank you. Because everybody is eager. There's a whole lot of questions that are piled up waiting for you. But I will quickly want you to explain something to those of us that have been here having this issue arguing. When you said, I asked you, I heard you on Odogu Q with talk, when you said you are like a lion and that goes for his prey and carefully selects his prey. So it means you pick women that you can prey on. So can you please explain to us? Do you mean that you marry lower, or you mean you are looking for women you can dominate and control completely?
Just hold on for a sec.
I'm hungry, hungry, hungry.
Yeah, blessing. I'm sorry, please. Can you repeat the question, please?
My question is, you said, and you even said it tonight, that you go for women that you are like a lion that carefully selects its prey, right? And you go for women that are far below you, that you can control. Are you saying it from the standpoint of women you can control, that can be subject to you, you can control, like a lion goes for its prey and carefully eats them tea? Or you just generally mean that you would marry a woman that is lower than you?
I really don't know how people's mindset are. Somebody sent me a DM. You know what she said? She said that the ladies I married, they are vulnerable ladies. That's why they can accept me. Let me make it crystal clear, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to animal kingdom, there are certain things animal do not take. One, animal does a lion precisely. A lion cannot take another lioness child from another lion. That's one characteristic of a lion. If a lion comes to meet a lioness and that lioness have a kid, what does lion do? He makes sure he deletes all those ones from the previous father, and he take occupancy of the current lioness. And also, a lion can never in its life harm the lions, the people that came from him, meaning the offspring and the wife. Now, let me answer this question crystal clear. When I make the video that I may pray, I go for my praise. People, how am I going to put it for people to understand it? What I actually mean on that video is that I cannot contend with somebody who is going to challenge my audacity, who is going to challenge my authority or my leadership. I am a very, very proud man, too egoistic. And I know what it means to be a good man. I define leadership. I bring leadership to the table. I bring accountability, and I bring a state whereby everybody knows their rules. So saying a prayer don't necessarily mean that I'm going to pray into a woman who is classless. No, that is not what I mean. Besides, my father didn't teach me that. My father can never and ever in this world allow me to marry a liability. In as much as I said I cannot marry a woman who is bigger than me, I'm also not going to marry a liability, because in the context of my home, if I should, let's assume I bring a 1 kobo into my home and my wife bring 1 kobo, definitely in that house what we have is 1 naira. I'm going to make it crystal clear. If I can in my own power bring 1 kobo in a home, and my wife's, maybe both of them bring 25 kobo, 25 kobo, making it 1 kobo. What we have at that home, what we have is 1 naira. So I can never marry a liability. Neither will I also go and marry somebody who's bigger than me. Somebody who is bigger than me in the sense that I believe that women are hypergamy in nature. Women naturally are hypergamy. And my father taught me that no woman has ever been wrong. When a woman cannot see superiority in you and as a man, she cannot respect you. That lady will begin to feel inferior. A woman certainly needs to see that, okay, this man I am submitting to is certainly above me. So if you're not above a woman, there's a 100% tendency that that lady might devour you in character. There are certain things she will not take your permission to do. She will see you as a roommate, a friend. There is no superiority that she's going to see. and look up to. Because, like I said, let me make this phrase right now. A woman is always up, not down. Just go to the market right now. If you go to the market to buy a calculator, if you buy a calculator, in that place they have a minus. Remove that minus. Then you can get definition of a woman. How do I mean? Go to a market, buy a calculator, remove the minus from the calculator. That other ones left there are women. What is a woman? A woman is plus, addition, multiplication. In a woman's nature, there is nothing like subtraction. That is to say, a woman cannot look down. A woman is hypergamy. It's either a woman add to her own existing life, or she equal to. Equal to meaning that she can accept a man who is the same level, but not 100%. And also, a woman can also multiply. For example, the people that multiply is Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniel. Regina Daniel was doing well for herself. When Ned Nwoko came in, she multiplied. It's a catastrophe, in fact. She multiplied from, let's assume, from 1 plus 1. She stopped counting 1. She started counting from billions. That is to say, she multiplied her status immediately. So that is not addiction. That is not how am I going to say it? That is not addiction. That is not equal to. She multiplied her status. So what am I trying to say? I cannot bring a woman. Let's assume now I can't go and marry Regina Daniels. She's far away. She's a woman.
Okay.
If she give me purpose, I go chop.
Right.
If she was not married.
Oh,
But I cannot say, will you marry me?
okay,
I'm going
sir.
to feel inferior in that
Because
house because there is
we've
nothing I'm
already
going to do in that
wasted.
house that's going to please her.
Okay, we already spent a lot of time waiting for
Yes, you
you,
can
and
go on.
I personally cannot exceed. I can't exceed 2 hours 30 minutes with you. It's already a whole lot. So we have few time left. So I want us to take the couple of questions we have already, so that we'll keep it going. So Devilot is here to ask you some questions. Devilot, Papa, can you go ahead?
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, Blessing. Good evening, Ukonu. Thank you for
Good evening.
availing yourself to share your wisdom and knowledge with us. I really, really appreciate it. So I did send the host a question, yeah, but it seems maybe you're not getting an understanding from where I'm coming from. So I thought maybe I should come up, explain. When I explain, then I'll put my question to you. Then I can understand your perspective. So the question is not about your person or your personality. It's rather on ideologies, of which I do subscribe to some of your ideology also. I believe that women are hypergamous in nature, while men are hypogamous in nature, yeah? So women tend to marry people at the higher economic class, while men tend to marry people at lower economic class. It's a philosophy that I subscribe to. So based on these ideologies, there's what they call equality. Yeah. So equality is about sameness. That is the ideology that a man and a woman is equal, which I already know you don't agree with. Many people out of that school of thought also did not agree with. No, a man and a woman is not equal. Yeah. But there is also what we call equity. Equity, on the other hand, is about fairness. It aims at providing a level playing ground and access for both gender, that is for both men and women, so that everybody, whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, yeah, you can have a fair chance to succeed, even if it means you both are of different types, yeah, but they will tailor a support for you as a woman or you as a man, specifically based on your strength, based on your energy, based on who you are. You understand? So having explained that, yeah, now my question is, since you don't believe in equality between a man and a woman, do you subscribe for equity for men and women?
Thank you,
Okay,
Devilot.
I wouldn't want you to go. Okay, he's gone.
No, it has to.
Let me guys, what I don't have in this life is how to sugarcoat words. I'm trying to make it in a way so that people are not gonna be offended, but I'm going to say it as it is. Brother, in fact, if I have the power, I will remove that equity talking about in the philosophy of education, and even the English word is also incorrect. What do you mean by equity? Equity does not exist, and I can tell you right now. When you talk about equity, you are trying to talk about something that is impossible. For example, even the creator of the universe, they happens to call God. We don't have a better word. So we are being conditioned to use the word God. Now, even the God himself did not create the world in a balance sheet. There's no equity. Now, I will take you to the back. I will take you back to animal kingdom. Dave, Mr. Dave, God created a lion. And you know, a lion does not feed on grasses. And God now created an antelope or a goat. And what is the food to the lions? Is it not antelope and goat? Is that God fair? He's not fair. Now, I want to give you an assignment. If you talk about what is called fairness and equity, useless word does not exist. That is useless word. I tell people the best way to learn is to speak English. If you want to lie to people and become confused in this nature, speak a better English. That word does not exist. Let me put you in a scenario right now. Let me put you in a scenario right now. God created a lion and makes its meal to be an antelope, the weaker animals. Is that God fair? Or is there any form of equity? The answer is no. Why? If you want to teach a lion how to eat grass, you are cheating the lion and saving the weaker animals and the antelope. Am I correct? The answer is yes. Now, if you want to save the antelope, for antelope to survive, you're definitely going to teach a lion how to eat grass. Are you fair to that lion? The answer is no. A lion needs to survive by eating flesh. Even that flesh can be me, ukonu kegwani. If I misguide myself and go to lions there, I become a meal to them. That is why I tell people I'm proud to be an Igbo man. If an Igbo man wants to pray, the prayer I pray every morning before I leave my house, God of my ancestors, as I'm going out, may I find what I will eat. What will eat me, may I never jam what will eat me. Because ukonu, I can be a food to other people. That if I jam a crocodile or whatever, it can eat me, I become a meal, and they will say, praise the Lord, God has provided a daily bread. You can actually be a daily bread to someone else. What am I trying to do? There is no fairness in anywhere in this world. Even God in nature did not create this world with fairness. So that is why I tell people, I don't have emotion, I don't have pitiful mind, but I can never be dangerous. I cannot harm anybody. That's what my ancestors taught me. So if
Okay,
God
let's
can
move on
create a
to
lion and makes its meal an antelope, and before a lion unalive antelope, the antelope needs to go into torture, fear of losing the life, and many more. So now, if you want to teach a lion how to eat grass, like I said, you are becoming fair to the antelope, whereby cheating the what? The lions. Now, allow lions to eat the antelope. You are becoming fair to the antelope, and you are becoming fair to the lions, and the antelope is being treated unfair. So there's no fairness anywhere in the world. So what you need to do, what my father taught me, say, son, allow the nature to take its course. That is why the Igbo people sang a song. Onyuwaya butere kenkana, uwaya patara yonye, uwage patara gichi ojo, uwage patara gonye. Why would God give Bill Gates all the money he got? There's a woman in my street who is selling akara, suffering, poverty. Is that God fair? That is fairness you're talking about here. No, there is nothing like fair in this world.
Okay, we
Did
get
I
the
answer your
point. Let's
question?
move on. Yes.
Yes.
Lots of Darby, ask your question. Lots of Darby, are you there? Okay, I'll go straight to the next person that have a question for you. Okay. Don't forget, guys, you can send in your request for your question if you have a question for Ukonu. Don't write. I cannot read because my brain don't know right now.
My man,
So just send in
ukonu.
your request. Let's keep tapping. We have not tapped. We have not still gotten to 30K.
My
So
man,
let's keep
ukonu.
tapping. Let's keep tapping. Let's keep tapping till we get to 30K. No, sir, can you please go straight and ask your question?
No, okay, let me take your
The
legend.
way you are in love with Ukonu.
No, he's my man. I know that we'll meet a day on this space platform now. My man, ukonu, nice question. Okay, let's go straight. If you find out that your first wife and your third wife seems to be practicing lesbianism, what's your take?
If my first wife and my second wife practice lesbianism, now before I answer this question, the world is not built with a balance sheet, like I said. Now let me put it crystal clear. There are certain things a man can do. It becomes irritating And there are certain things a woman can do. His mind is become manageable. How do I come to that conclusion? I see women that there's a day I was telling my friend, he was in Cambodia. I said, a woman is the only being I have seen in this world who is actually perfect, 100%. Let me put it in this context. There's something a man would do. Almost everything a man do has a comma. Whatever a woman does, she's perfect. Now let me put it in a context. If I marry a wife right now and my wife gave me a child that does not belong to me, listen, if my wife give me a child that does not belong to me, we separated, who is at lost? At least those children belongs to her. She's actually their mother. Now me lose. I just become Johnny just come. You get the point? Now, you see that everything in this world was placed in a pattern of pleasing in a woman's advantage. If ukonu becomes a gay, now me they lose. Because it will become a taboo and abomination. Because where are you going to plug the sugar stick? Where they carry the cack? Where they carry the go toilet? Is them mad? But at least a woman, even God created nature for them on how to please themselves without even a man. Although it's not necessarily. They can go to the market to buy carrot or buy a cucumber. Even use their hand. There's a place they can insert it. And all of them are satisfied. So they can actually be happy doing it together without even a man. But who call it one? Nazagi go carry. Who I go carry? Nobody. If you use your hand doing too much, if that prick you go become weak. So it is better for my women to be what you call lesbian than ukonu to become a gay. Because when they are lesbian, it's an advantage to me. Now me go
So
come
the
tell them, say,
question
madam,
is, when you meet the both of them, when you see the both of them practicing lesbianism, does that mean you will not have a problem with it?
As a traditional man, which is bad, but I want to answer it in a concept that you need to understand what I'm saying. I prefer let them become a lesbian than me become a gay, because when they are lesbian, it becomes advantage to me. Now me now go come use the advantage. I go use that condition for my advantage. I go tell them, madam, make una go bring una friends, carry they give me. So all of them they go plenty. And if I catch them, so I go be talking and do. Waiting I tell them, what they go do. So it's advantage to me. It become advantage to me. Yeah.
Okay, I'll bring up the next person to ask you a question. I'll bring him up shortly, but before then, guys, let's keep tapping. Can we tap, please? Now we have gotten to 30K. Guys, support my life goal. How come my life goal has not been completed? So please send in your support my life goal. Don't forget to gift my guests, please, guys. Encourage my guests so that next time when I call ukonu, we'll have more of ukonu on this platform. Do you guys see that he's making it so beautiful? And thank you so much, sir, for coming, and I appreciate it. So I'll bring up the next question, but immediately after the next person, I have a question for you. Not more like a question, but there's some things I want you to teach some of our people, men that are polygamous like you. No, sir, go ahead with your question, please.
A quick one. Ukonu, I'm back again. You made mention of, I was really not pleased with the issue of, I want you to lay more emphasis on when you said orphans are not suitable as spouse or husbands or wife because because I believe being an orphan is not a self-made mistake. It's a coincidence of life. So why did you come up with the idea that if you find an orphan, you understand, even if the person has a good character, is not supposed to be a wife or a husband? And then for me, I also want to ask you, if your daughter, you understand, is in love with a man who has a good, or if your son is in love with a girl who has a very good character but finds himself as an orphan, will you discredit that marriage? Thank you.
Sorry, say it again, please.
He said, I'll reiterate the question. He's asking, you said you will not marry an orphan. So like they are not suitable for marriage. Did you even say they are not suitable for marriage, or you said you personally will not marry an orphan? Because I didn't hear when you said they are not suitable. You only said you will not marry an orphan.
I understand the question. Let me answer the question. No, sir. This also is similar thing that I said about equity and fairness. equity, fairness, emotion, and pitifulness. These are the categories that ukonu does not subscribe with. I'll give you a scenario. I can be able to help those girls if I'm financially buoyant. I can pay for their school fees, do everything for them. I can do humanly possible. But would I put myself in their shoe? No. One thing my father taught me is that before you get married, there are certain things you need to look at, especially Akachuku, Mechoneba, Wahia, Wokem, in a motto. Osita, Wahia. Akachuku, tell mommy to help you. I'm busy on the phone. Mommy. Princess Lee.
I muted you so that the people will not be hearing what's happening in your background. Just
All right, sorry guys.
no problem. Go ahead.
Now I just said, okay. What I said is that I don't do things out of pitifulness, emotions, love, and whatsoever. Even I say my house don't become war. They don't make I concentrate. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't do things with emotion. You see, let's assume the question you ask me. If I see a girl in that position, what am I going to do as a human being? I am going to finance for them, help them achieve their goals. I can do everything humanly possible out of empathy and kindness. I can support them. But will I marry them? The answer is no. You know why I will not marry them? I'm not going to marry them simply because they are not human beings. No, they are perfect human beings like me. But there are certain things you need to understand. In this world you're living today, you comes first before any other person. So I put myself first above any other human being. That is why I can categorically tell you that I am the best handsome man in this world. Very intelligent man in this world.
Ukonu,
very educated man in
you
this
will
world.
not marry
Wait,
them,
let me
but
land.
you will not have
Let
a
me
problem
land.
with somebody. Will you have a problem with somebody else, with them getting married? You say you will not marry
No.
them, but do you have a problem with them getting married?
Why should South Africa saying I'm getting down? How did I enter? It's none of my business. But I one, I cannot do that.
No married.
So many reasons best known to me, because why? I build a family that when I tell you story, when I'm teaching my boy, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. I can't marry any woman, their parents, their father and their mother are not staying together. Which people call divorcee, single mother, single parents, or an orphan. No, I can pity them. Yes, they didn't choose that nature for them. But provided they didn't choose the nature for themselves, why should I come and worry for another person's? Why are you going to drink Panadol for person another person matter? You know why God know? Why okay? As I did, I dey suffer. Why God no bring more big money give me when they pity me? Say I dey suffer. Okay, come collect this money. Nah, so we no carry money give me. Now pitiness you won't carry give me. No, I go support you. Yes, but I no go fit marry you, mama. I'm not going to marry you.
Okay. I get it. Let's go to Lots of Derby. Please go ahead with your question.
Ichie Okeze, Onyeze.
Odogwu. Odogwu daalụ.
Onyeze.
Odogwu daalụ. Nwafọ.
Ikari ọwa. Ukonu the great. All I'm making
Nwanne daalụ.
Please, Lots of Derby, can you go straight to your question?
All right. Understanding the fact that it's no longer a news that polygamy it's a way of life for a black man as an African man, and as a man, not an African man, as a man by nature. What sort of punishment should be given to a second wife that disrespects the first wife in a marriage?
All right, thank you for the
I
question.
For me, how can you give a punishment when there is no sin? And a consequences was as a result of action. So how do I come to that conclusion? A second wife, third, fourth, or fifth don't have the audacity to disrespect the first wife. Because why? If the man is actually a man, none of these wives will go out of their way to disrespect anybody. So for me, there is no way she don't have the right. Before she come into the picture, she will know. She will maintain her place. In my village, she will definitely know that this is what you cannot do. Trying to tell people, teaching people forgiveness. If you do this, I go do this. No, teach people consequences. Madam, if you slap me one, I feel come on your head, join. So if you know so go come on your head, you don't go slap me. So that woman that is coming into a picture will definitely never. Akachukwu, kwasị ndị wee ebe kwa ahịa nwoke m ga-apịa gụtarị na osita dị mma one ebe a porridge don't make noise.
Go ahead and unmute, sir. Sorry.
Thank you, host. I even forget himself. so what am I trying to say? You have to teach people consequences. That if you take this action, there's a consequence. From people, for example, people who are going to Libya through those deadly roads. If they go there, some go by, some go come back alive. So you when they go there, you have it at the back of your mind, say you feel buy or you feel not buy. Being optimistic and pessimistic. You have to balance the optimism and pessimism. So you can't always be using pessimism. No, it does not work that way. So a woman who is coming to a home where there is already existing wife, remember, without the consent of the former wife, the first wife, there'll be nothing like the second wife. So certainly she knows that it is in her duty, it's a command that she needs to obey, that I, as a second wife, must oblige to the rules and regulations of this man at home who happens to make this woman the first wife. So a first queen is always the first queen. You don't have audacity to even insult her. But let's assume mistakenly you did that. Your allowances will be deducted. Definitely, you already know that because these are the things I will tell you. If you do this, this is the consequences. The monthly allowance you're getting as a lady, you can forfeit it for at least 5 months. So when you remember that you're going to forfeit your monthly allowance for 5 months, definitely you become a good woman by force. That is why I teach people consequences.
Okay, questions for me. Questions for me is: do your two wives live with you in the same house? Do you have them in the same house? Do you have your two wives living with you in the same house?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, then another thing, I have somebody again, Nosa again, to ask you a question. Well, I want to know. No, Bill London, you didn't just ask that. Bill London wants to see your wives. Why have everybody trying to see your wives? Oh my
wife,
God.
my wives have spoken. They have spoken in Kiwi's life before. People are forcing me to show them my wife. Like I said, my wife is not a certificate. How will I say? How am I gonna say this? My wife has spoken in Kiwi's life before. I think that day it was 2 point something viewers or 1 point something, if I can remember. They have spoken in that life, but I'm not going to show people my wife. My wife is not a certificate, so why would I come and show you? Say, come and see my wife? No, she's not a certificate. So I'm not telling you to believe ukonu. It is entirely responsibility if you take it or you not take up. But for me to prove a point to you guys, to show you a wife, to show you my wife, no, I can't do that. She's not a certificate. And you know why I won't even do that? Even if I do that, people will still doubt me that I go and hire girls to pretend they are my wife. So nothing you can do in this world that will please human being. So I will bet never to do that. I can actually do that. I can actually do that. If I want, I can hire some girls. They will pose as my wife. But people will still doubt. So why would I even show my wife to you guys? So I won't do that.
A question from me to you is, how do you, is it easy to manage two wives? Is it an easy thing?
You want make I break this table?
I better break up, sir. Break up.
Any man that is married to one wife is a pretender. Let me say it again. Any man married to one wife is a perfect pretender. In fact, both the wife and the husband, none of them is happy in that relationship. You know why? Polygamy is a command of nature. Monogamy is a choice. You know, there's a way people speak the English. They speak inherently opposite the meaning of what they are trying to say. People will tell you polygamy is a choice. No, polygamy is actually a command. What is a choice here is a monogamy. I have a scenario when I tell people. Let me say it crystal clear. Was a man created for one woman? The answer is no. But can a man stay with one woman? The answer is yes. That is to say, you have to be a perfect pretender. And what is that perfect pretenderness? You have to be that man that assumes that you have one wife, but you have what is called multiple side chick. Because what are you going to do? You will then realize that even the nature of you does not allow to stay with one woman. You are forcing the nature. You are trying to demean the off the light just to maintain so that there will be peace. And in that kind of relationship, even the woman herself is not happy also. Because, will I say, sexually, you won't be active 100% because why? There are certain things that is missing in you as a man. There are certain things that is missing. But when you have like, how am I going to say it? When you have like 2 or 3 more wives, any day when you come for your wife, she gonna say you don't come. Any day when she come for you, she gonna say she don't come for you. All of them, you'll be very, very, very active in pleasing everyone. But when it's only one, it becomes boring. Mostly for women.
Another question for me, sir. Before I move to the next person, I think I still have somebody waiting to ask you a question. Another question for me, sir. How do you handle sexual satisfaction between your two wives? I mean, what if do they have the right to want it the same time? Maybe the day when I want them now, maybe the second wife turn. So how we go take on them?
Okay, that is how am I going to do it? Now it is only 2. It will be more easier. But when they are 4, 5, 6, 7, you can't satisfy both of them in the same day. Let me rephrase it again. Now it's the only 2. Yes, you can try to make them happy in the same day. But when they are 4, 5, 6, 7, when you are counting the numbers and going, there is no how you're going to satisfy both of them. There is 3 types of sex my father taught me. Can I say it here?
Go ahead.
When it comes to the sexual intercourse, there are 3 types of sex my father taught me. Number one is one sex for me.
Oh, guys, let's start. Let's keep tapping. Okay, guys, let's go to 40K likes. Come on, guys. Tap and share the live. We just have a few minutes more to go. We'll be rounding up with ukonu in the next 25 minutes. So, guys, let's keep tapping. And don't forget, when we round up with ukonu, the platform will be open for us to have a public conversation on this particular segment we just had with ukonu. Everybody can come and end their view. You guys cannot come and say what you think about what ukonu said. Go ahead, sir.
So there is 3 types of sex my father taught me. Those 3 types of sex, one for me, one for her, and one for us. I'm going to say it again. 3 types of sex my father taught me. One for me, one for her, and one for us. Then one for me is what you guys, some people can call it quickie. Because you know say quickie, now person will initiate and 9 the sweet pass. If your wife initiate the quickie, where one collect and quack, now she will enjoy and pass you. Now if now you be the man will initiate that quickie, now me go enjoy and pass them. So what I mean by one for you is that I don't believe in the ideology of smoking, drinking, taking drugs to have a sexual intercourse. if I want to please myself. I'm not gonna do that. So that is why when you call me 1 minute man, 2 minutes man, it doesn't tell me anything. If I say Nami will enjoy today, if I want to enjoy myself with my woman's bodies, what I need to go, if I climb on that heavy mountain, if I last 5 minutes, glory be to God. If I last 2 minutes, glory to God. That day, now my enjoyment. Now my own enjoyment. I mean, I know the smoke am, I know go drink. Now natural as it be, the bola go stand kakaraka, I put on there. And you remember how sweet it is, how faster you come fast. These are things women don't know. When your pokis is not sweet, man go there, they do jungle over 5 hours, he never come out. If that pokus sweet, immediately they come self, you don't pour milk. So what am I trying to say? On that faithful day, it is my day, my enjoyment day for me to satisfy myself with my woman's body. So that day, whether they come or they not come, it does not concern me. Now me get that day. That day is for me. I am here to please myself. Now, one for her was the day. It's either she wants me to please her, she initiate the shares, or now me just say I won't please her. That day, I go do am anything where I go do am. She go pour like 2 or 3. If I have more time, maybe 2. Unless say she say I don't tire. I know say that day I feel no come self. I feel finish 10 rap of Igbo self. I go be mumu that day. Now she get now her day that day. Because if I carry clear eye, now me they satisfy myself. So I go make she arrive that kingdom when at the top. What do they call them? They call them organism and cloud 9. I be now her day that day. If they get me, now she get that day. Then the day we want play, we do why I say one for us, which is 4 play. I had that time. If I no get job, why they do? Because now poor man they do love making 5 hours. That if I no get where they go, say I want relax. Like tomorrow night, where I want relax, I feed there now relax. Before Ingo there, I no go even wear clothes. I just the waka everything. We feed there 5 hours only kissing. So I know they go anywhere. So we just they do self. Everybody go say, I beg, help me, Lord, go inside the Lord. Now so you go to beg. So if I kukuma go that day, 2 of us go arrive. I go come, she go come, because we don't dey honey already. If they get me, now the 3 type of sex, like I said, one for me, now me get satisfaction, one for her, now to satisfy her, me, I don't care about myself. Then one for 2 of us, now we go enjoy on that day. So these are the 3 type of
All
sex my
right.
papa teach me. Man,
Okay.
I don't
Let's move
give
to
una
the
code.
next. Let's move to the next
What you doing?
person.
I'm not really getting that vibe of shaking your leg the way I want to. But actually, you're doing good. 2 hours is like 10 minutes with you. Now let
Guys,
me
let's
let,
keep
let me try
tapping.
on something now. Ukonu, you always have this belief that love does not exist, but what exists is command. The rule of love is command. So will I say your picking is based on who you can command as a soldier to the how do you call it, the commandant to the staff sergeants and the rest of them, or your okay, how do you do your picking when it comes to picking a
Thank you,
woman?
Dave Lord. Thank
Because
you so
you
much.
definitely don't believe in love. So what do you look out for in picking a woman if there's no atom of love in you?
Okay,
Thank you.
there is something people don't know. That English word you guys call the talking stage. For me, that is actually a place you find that if this man is capable or the woman is capable. But the truth of the matter is that some men and women, they are ignorant of the facts. When they go into talking stage, what are they looking at talking stage? They will be looking at the woman's breast, a woman's nyash, how in they speak, how she eat food. And the woman also will be reciprocating the same act. Both of them will be pretending, looking at what does not mean. Who can you care what if I go on a date with you? I don't look at immediately I see you before I say let's go a date. It means that your body has sexually attracted to me. I the lack and where the skin they white. No be say I no go knack person wey black o. But if I want marry, your skin go there white. Now, when I see that you have sexually attracted my body, now I say, can we go on a date? If I'm going on a date, what I'm doing, I am listening to the woman in you, the inside you. No be wetin I see physical. Because this physical go tire me. Now spiritual wey dey inside you, now no go tire me. And what is that spiritual? Your mindset, what you believe of. What is your motive? Do you have a common background with me and you? Do we have a little bit similarities? Now, me they ask you questions, I mean they find the answer I'll give myself. Because that's why I tell people, if you pretend, You see that art pretending, especially when you're meeting somebody. That thing you're trying to hide might actually be what ukonu want, but you they hide them. And women, and this is for you. You are trying to hide your attitude to become a perfect woman. That thing where you they hide. If you be waiting ukonu, they fight for woman, but you can't they hide that simply because you don't assume safe now so everyone they no. Ukonu know what every man. I tell women before a man says, "Baby, will you marry me?" That man already knows say he go deal with you, he go fit deal with you. But when woman say, "Will you marry me?" You can't say yes. You can't ask, can't tell and say, "No, we not go do it like this." You don't they challenge a man authority. So what am I trying to say? I'm not a pretender. In as much as I talk like this, you get people who don't like me. You get people who like me. In as much as when you come up here, can't speak better English, can't become a feminist, a simple or a weak man, make women like you. You get some women when they go even still like you. So what am I trying to say? Be who you are. There are certain people for you. There are certain people who cannot. Jesus Christ came to this world. You call me. I am among the people that do not believe in that Jesus Christ. But they say that he created me. I am among those people. So you do you. No matter what you do, there are people for you and there are people who can certainly not be for you. In fact, somebody can actually hate you just because say he won't hate you. You no get any definition. You never do anything. Just say you dey breathe. In fact, say you wake up, person see you go the verse. So what am I trying to say? Talking stage is actually a place people find their spouse, but the ignorant people, these myopic people trying to pretend are actually neglecting that part. Because I don't know what Blessing need to ask me when he says, "Okon, can I see you?" Now Blessing will ask me, "Okon, what do you mean by love? How do you see what is your definition of love?" If I can't tell Blessing that day, so me, I don't believe for love, and I don't believe in love. Blessing goes, I know what Mario Con when you go love me, because now love where you define, you go leave me Mate. But let's assume say that me come now, let reverse the case. I come meet him now. I come meet Blessing, say Blessing, how you doing? I say Blessing there for you. What do you mean by what do you mean by love? Blessing go come tell me say love. Me, I need to look for a man we carry love. Me, I dey like a man we get into faculty, a man we go help me or we will go work together achieve our dream. Immediately instead that statement, the next day I go tell him, "Baby, will you marry me?" Maybe even if it can be there. Because why? What I have in mind, I'm looking for a woman, looking out in a woman is actually what she's bringing to the table. So she don't even know she has made that statement. That is why even your Bible says, "From the abundance of heart speaketh the mouth." Ndị Igbo wee sị gị, site n'ime ala obi ka ọnụ kwupụtara. So people don't actually know what it means to speak. Imagine now, I will use my friend for example. You see the one speaking now, I know majority of people don't like me. Let's assume now, I become fortunate enough to say, "Woman, will you marry me?" And the woman will come to my house tomorrow and say, "Oh, Con, I don't like how you behave. I thought that is a social behavior. Is that your real life?" No, I can't cope with that. Madam, you the craze. You where they see am now, they play, they show you go. You won't come change your corner.
Let's move to
I
the
look like a
next.
toy boy. So that is
Okay.
reality. That is how I choose
Lots of,
that is how I chooses my wives. That's how I chooses them.
okay, sir.
From the questions I
We
ask them, from the attitudinal correspondence, I can know if we can align together.
lots of that. Be on mute and ask your question, Papa.
Yeah, I have three questions for you, Mr. Okono. One of is a man a man who marries two wives and decides to take one to one other location and the other to the other location. What will you say that man is? And how will you qualify such man? Will you call him a weak man? Or what name do you think is due for such man? That is one. So maybe you should answer this if I drop the other
Okay,
one,
you
sir.
see, yeah, I am not the best. Let's say I'm not the best advisor. I don't advise and I don't condemn people. You know why? I will use myself for example. What you just said. In as much as I'm a polygamous in nature, but I failed to marry Igbo lady. You know what caused it? The story behind my failure of marrying Igbo lady was because of I traveled out of Nigeria. I am not based in Nigeria. And now, if I want to wait for me to come back, when I know as so even the paper go flog you before you know 10 years don't come on for your age. 10 years don't add to your age, don't they become old? Now, you find the basement. So, in such a man, there are certain men I cannot blame them. What I need to understand is what is the story, what is behind that decision. Because why? I remember a guy, he married 3 wives. He married the 3 wives. Those 3 wives he married, 2 are white, 1 is a black. But he lives in the Western world. So, although he's a polygamous in nature, but he's hiding it. Only the wife in Nigeria know there is a 2 wife in overseas. So now he has 3 wives in different locations. So there's some catastrophe that did not align well that pushes him to do that. So to that question, I won't give that man a name. I will only give that name a name if that man is residing in Nigeria. For example, Ayokoni Kegwono. If I am in Nigeria right now and I marry 2 wives and 2 of them don't know each other, I'm a failure. Then another thing again, even if they know each other, they don't stay in the same which English word I go use? Wait, people now where go school give me English word now.
So they
What be that
cohabit
kind of
together.
use for law?
They are
They
cohabiting
know they're
together.
the same area or geographical something. Yes. At least as an African man, you go build a big mansion. This one go there in own house, this one go there in own house. One first go connect to now. Now that is what it means to be a polygamy. Yeah, vicinity. There's one English
All
word they
right,
normally use. I want to remember.
go
A
straight.
lot of times.
A lot of
Jurisdiction.
that because
Yes,
No,
let's
the
their
get
other
it.
jurisdiction. They must live
the
in the
other
same
question
jurisdiction.
now
Yes.
is the other question now is this: a man who decides to go beyond his man's strength to prove his love for his family, what man and how will you describe such kind of man who goes beyond his main strength just to prove his love to his family beyond reasonable doubt, even if it's going to affect him psychologically, financially, morally, socially, spiritually, but does that believing that it's his duty as a man to do all of that to prove his worth to his family? What man will you call that man? That's one. The second question is, Mr. Okonu,
One after the
now
other. One
with
after
your
the other,
level,
please.
okay,
One
okay,
after the
No,
other.
let him ask. I'll let him ask the second question. I'll memorize it because I have to drop him now. Go ahead.
Okay, you can go on.
okay. With your level of understanding and your level of achievement, and with all of this wisdom that you have and this level of life you've lived as a man, will you say that you are a man to say, what will you call yourself, a man who has achieved something, or a man who is said to say, fine, I'm a fulfilled person as a man? That's the question. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. The first question is that there's something my father taught me. My father said to me, son, the day you bring a child into this world, your life has stopped to exist. What matters is the life of those children. You remember a lady asked me a question here earlier. She said, if my father and my pregnant woman is in a room, in a burning fire, who am I going to save? I will say I will save my wife. I'm not saving my wife simply because I love my wife more than my father. I am saving my wife because my wife carries what is more important than herself, than my father, and than myself. So both my father and my wife, none of us are even equal to live. The most important is that child she carries. That is what I need to protect. So what am I trying to say? The day you bring a child to this world, as a parent, unless you are a novice or irresponsible man, your life has actually ceased to exist. That is what my father taught me. So anything, unless people are doing may they clap for them, may they think say I dey try, may they think say I dey try. If they don't make you please people, that is to say you have gone astray. You don't maybe that. But if you are actually doing that in your own capacity as a man to work for your family, just like Christ gave his life. If I can give my life for my family, bros, no pity me. Now my responsibility, now me carry them come here. So if I buy for them, who go come buy? Now my picking go buy. Now me go buy now. I can't buy. How? Now me go buy, make them leave. So anything I can do to make my family feel good. That is why I said, people, mostly you have to look at the woman in question, because sacrificing to selfish people, that is what can break a man. That is why I tell these lover boys. You see, lover boys, when they pretend when men like them. Now they might be pity. I so on day so now. My wife will not say, if you throw bomb here now, I go use that bomb hold myself. All of them go they save. Because why? She has given me what I know I'm actually looking for. I am a father, proudly father now. She made me
All
the
right.
father I am
Do
today.
you consider yourself a
100%.
fulfilled man?
I will say 100%. I have always considered myself as a fulfilled man long time ago in 2005 when my grandmother died. That was the day I became self-awoken. The day I begin to realize that I need to live the life of me, not the life of pleasing blessing podcast. No. That was the day I found out that I was actually fulfilled. So right now I have brought two bouncing baby boys to this world, proudly married to 2 wives, and where I am now, I am not poor, I am not rich, but certainly my wives are not hungry. So I'm actually a fulfilled man. So I'm just trying to
All
add
right.
more. So
Queenette.
actually
Oh, what
100%
happened?
fulfilled.
Queenette went down. Okay. Okay. No, no, sir. Please, I'll bring you down. Okay.
Yeah, can I
Queenette,
have,
just go ahead, Mama. Go ahead with
yeah,
your
my
question.
question.
Queenette, we are not hearing you. I think your network is bad, Queenette.
Did I type my question in the comment section?
No, just say it now. We're hearing you.
Okay, so Ukonu, would you say a man should choose a woman that he can control, a woman that fears him, that knows that this man is a very disciplined man?
There is something my father, I understand your question. There is something my father
She
did
hasn't
one
even
certain time.
finished, but the network is not letting her.
But I think I understand her question. There's something my father did one day when I was young. It was now I was old that I began to ask him questions. My father woke up one night. He was doing incantation. He was doing incantation. Doing incantation. I was not getting that. Now I become of old and married. I now ask, Papa, what did you do that night where you do all these things? He said, we no go talk on for phone. I go call you later. So my father actually called me when I was alone and when he was alone. You know what he told me? He said, that thing why they do. I don't want break men table. Say, nothing really did that thing why they do. I they do and make the woman they fear say ingalant. So what am I trying to say? You don't create a woman to fear you, but you must create a woman to know the fear of consequences. Like I said, the fear of consequences, the beginning of wisdom. Any man who do not have a fear of consequences, you are not going anywhere. A woman don't necessarily need to fear you. Now, woman where they knack, where they give you food, where they chop. But the woman has to have it inside her mind. Say, if I do this, see what no can go do. For example, now, my wife actually know that if she give me my picking will not be my own. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Until we meet again. Now the song where they sing for them, we go sing for them. Make I repeat them. If my woman carry my body where they enjoy, carry go give another man. She no say ukonu no be something where person go come say advise am ukonu why you so wicked like this. If she was so wicked, why she can't do am? If you are tired of me, don't expect me. Might use that scenario of person where burn person petrol. You know, I make the people they come evil. That man wey pour petrol. You know why I no blame him. People they ask that man say why that man no walk away. No be question wey you suppose ask. If the woman really want to walk away, why she no walk away? Because if to say she walk away, petrol no go come. So people they try to judge with emotion. Okay, I be emotional person. If you're judging this man, make that man, why that man no walk away? Why no break up with her? No. You should have asked this woman, since you don't tire for this man, why you no go away? Because if to say you go away, petrol no go come. So that is the fear of consequences. But when you have a mentality of forgiveness, let me say it again. When you have a mentality of forgiveness, that is when you will slap ukonu and you want me to turn the other side to slap me. You the mad. Who born you? Who goes you? The mad. But when you know say, if you slap ukonu, see as ukonu go retaliate. Brother, if you see ukonu, no go slap me. That is the fear of consequences. Fear of consequences. That is what our ancestors taught us. Our ancestors make sure that they make a way. They avoid problem. Our ancestors avoid problem. But religious mindset, Western education came and teach you how to solve problem. How can you solve a problem where there is no problem? Let me clarify that. You cannot solve a problem if there is no problem. Madam, wait, please wait. You cannot solve a problem where there is no problem. So how do I mean? Petrol no go come, we go pour woman. If woman just walk away. If she walk away, person no go pour petrol. So no tell the man, say make the man walk away. Now she's supposed to walk away, so you don't tire. So if my wife actually knows that she doesn't want ukonu, the commandments of nature said you can divorce if you want divorce. You know, go there, I know go keep you for house, go carry another man, come the another man. May expect me say make I come say God help me change my wife, or say madam, you know, say that poor man they introduce giving a wife, so you know say I be your wife. Now man wey don fail they introduce himself giving wife. Mama Nkechi, blessing podcast. Do you actually know I'm your husband? Anytime you make that statement to your wife, you have failed. Your wife need to know you are the husband. You don't need to introduce yourself, give your wife. So my wife already know who I am. I don't need to introduce myself, give you. And when you know who I am, you know what I'm capable of. So when you know what I'm capable of, you can never cross that boundary. Because if you cross that boundary, you know it's a red zone. You dare not
All
cross
right,
it.
sir. We have just 4 minutes more, and I want us to utilize it very well, because I
So
have
these 2 hours where you talk, you know even reach, you know reach 2 hours. So.
ukonu 3 hours. Now we don't do with you. Be like 10 minutes. We have to bring you back. We must have to bring you back. No, sir.
No, Allah.
Go ahead with your
I
question.
think this should be my last
I will
question.
take one more question after Nosa. So if you have a question, send in your
Ukonu,
request. One more
I
question
want
after
to roll.
Nosa, and we are done for today.
I want to roll two questions in one. You're really doing a good job. Honestly, I will beg the host to bring you back. Ukonu, first question. If you come into a room, I want to make this one practical. If you come into a room and you say that I'm talking, if you come into a room and you find your wife with a lesbian partner on the bed and they invite you to join them, will you join them? If yes, why? If no, why? And then secondly, do you think being polygamous has affected your financial growth in a certain way? You
Okay,
go ahead.
I will start from financial growth. Since I became polygamous in nature, I don't know what you guys called side chick or cheating, because I has the power to bring another woman. In fact, I have saved a lot. Polygamy, to marry more than one wife, you become responsible even if you don't like it. You will see yourself becoming responsible because there are certain 2 people you need to take care of. And not only financially, sexually. If I not say if I knock my first wife today, next tomorrow my second wife go come knock me. Where I go get strength, where I go come knock Elizabeth under the street? Where I go get that strength? Where I know say if I come back and this one fit draw me for clothes, so I make I come knock am, and I can finish maybe tomorrow when I never trouble the food. This one go come drag me again. So you automatically become responsible. That's why I tell people don't know the God command that. You see my ancestors, especially my father that is living today. Polygamy is the easiest way of marriage. Polygamy no pretend. That time when woman dey on her mood, that a mood swing. A man you no need to look at her face so. That time na emotion go come. No be when more akatro, no be when ukonu wey come knack. I wan come knack toto. I wan come knack toto wey be one wife. You can't bring emotion coming. When my prick don't start, they come to tell me, I'm not in the mood. You know that thing you did. No, we prick don't start. We don't stand. So you want make what I go take when cham? Now water? No, I never use opina. Now your body I go still use quencham. So when you are unavailable, there are certain somebody who is available, and by that time you are not available. I will support you what you can with emotion. I will support you emotionally. I'll ask you what is the problem. Oh, I will paint you. You become happy. If you give me a knack, if you don't give me, I know say if I go knock for the other room, he go give me, so I go knack. And remember, if a woman wey no say in turn na tomorrow, come today, in the go enjoy and pass, he go say, what happen? He go try make you maintain them. Because that is reality. When the woman sees a fellow competitor, just like Close Up and Hodent in Nigeria, when Hodent never come, Close Up they sell 50,000. They feel say na Close Up na 500,000. So you go buy them. No any other place where they say Close Up. Now, when Hodent come for Nigeria, you see the price. Hodent, Close Up go bring the price down. That in pride go come down. Because if you no buy Hodent, if you no buy Close Up, you go buy Hodent. So when there is no competitor, when there is no close substitute in commerce, the demand will be high, and you see that the price will also be high. Now so it be. So now you see why I said ask me one after the other. Don't forget the other two. Because what is the question?
Okay, and that's going to be the last question for tonight. He says, if you come into a room and you meet your wife with another lesbian partner, and they ask you to join, will you join them?
Okay, like I said before, if I bring a child into this world, my life has stopped season. Why I'm going to forgive my wife was because my boys are in question. So I wouldn't want to grow them into what I describe as incomplete home. And moreover, the person you're talking about is a woman, not a man. So coming to see that woman, in my psychological understanding, that is a third wife in incoming third wife. So definitely, it's an advantage to me. For my bola, it's an advantage to my bola.
Wow!
So yeah.
Oh my God! How many of you enjoyed today with ukonu? It's just an amazing season with you, sir. Thank you so much for coming. I'm definitely going to bring you back again. I'm going to bring you back again. Expect my message in a short while. We enjoyed this segment with you. You scattered our table and everything is pieces. If I didn't scatter it, you pieces it. Thank you so much, Papa. Thank you very much. We are
All
going to
right.
bring you back
All right.
again. So that comes to the end of today's segment with ukonu. Those of you that want to come and join, okay.